What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we got another video, and this is the SASR in the Vietnam War, Australia's Forgotten War. So recently I have reacted to another Special Forces Australian video. So I thought it would be interesting to learn a bit more about this sort of stuff to do with wars and military and things like that in Australia. So it says Australia's Forgotten War. Is it like a war people in Australia actually forgot about? It's gone, no one talks about it? I'm not too sure, but I'm willing to find out, learn about this thing as well, and hopefully you remember it as well. So guys, don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really does support me. And yeah, with that being said, let's get right onto it and see what we have.
To many people, the Vietnam War was a conflict between the United States fighting on the side of South Vietnam and the Viet Cong fighting alongside the Army of North Vietnam. However, many other countries were keen to stop the spread of communism in Southeast Asia, and one of these countries keen to fight were Australia and their elite Special Air Service Regiment. Australia's involvement in the Vietnam War started in 1962, with them sending 30 military advisors who formed the Australian Army Training Team Vietnam.
That is quite a while back. 1962? Damn, bro.
Used their skills and knowledge of jungle warfare gained in the Malayan Emergency to train the Army of the Republic of Vietnam, the ground forces of South Vietnam. Over the years, the number of Australian advisors in Vietnam grew, peaking at 227 in 1970. In addition to advising the South Vietnam Army, in April 1965, Robert Menzies, the Australian Prime Minister, announced that Australia would be providing an infantry battalion for service in Vietnam, and in May, the 1st Battalion of the Royal Australian Regiment departed from Australia and fought alongside the US Army. However, the differences in the way the two countries would operate made both sides agree to allow Australia to fight independently in Vietnam. This led to the formation of the 1st Australian Task Force in April 1966, which included a detachment from the SASR. This task force was based in the Phuoc Toi province at a base called New Dat. The mission of the SASR was to conduct long-range reconnaissance patrols in order to provide intelligence for the 1st Australian Task Force. Squadrons of the SASR rotated through Vietnam on year-long deployments, with each of the 3 Sabre squadrons completing 2 tours before the last squadron was withdrawn in 1971. Furthermore, from late 1968, soldiers from the New Zealand SAS were attached to each squadron of the SASR. They would operate on 24-hour-long missions in the areas surrounding friendly bases. These missions included medium-range reconnaissance patrols, observation of enemy troop movements, and long-range offensive operations and ambushing in enemy-dominated territory. Throughout the war, their role went from reconnaissance to an offensive fighting force with the 1st Australian Task Force commander from October 1967 to October 1968. Brig Hughes explaining that the kill rate achieved by the SAS was very gratifying. I did not view the SAS as an intelligence gathering organisation, rather as a reaction force to intelligence gathered by other means.
Alright.
They would operate in small groups of between 4 and 6 men and move slowly through the...
Man, that is pretty small groups, to be honest. Wow, how does that sort of thing actually work, going in 4 to 6 groups?
Jungle very heavily armed in order to appear as a bigger force to any enemy they had contact with. Their primary method of deployment was by helicopter. However, they were occasionally deployed using the M113 APC, and one parachute drop was also carried out.
Wow, these tanks do look pretty old-fashioned. Isn't that crazy? And this is in 1962, imagine, guys.
Due to their slow-moving and stealthy nature, a regiment of the Viet Cong referred to the SASR as Phantoms of the Jungle, and it had been reported that the Viet Cong placed a bounty of $5,000 on each SASR soldier either captured or killed. By the time the SASR left Vietnam in 1971, during the withdrawal of all Australian forces in Vietnam, they had completed almost 1,200 patrols, with 492 confirmed kills and...
Okay, so 1,200 patrols, 421 CK, confirmed kills, okay. 11 prisoners captured, 3 killed,
11 prisoners captured,
wounded.
And on the other side, only 1 SASR operator was killed in action. 1 died from his wounds, 1 died from illness, and 28 were wounded. Whilst their overall contribution to the Vietnam War is overlooked, it is clear that the SASR were very successful in succeeding in their missions with minimal casualties, making them one of the most feared regiments in the whole war.
Wow. Now, that's the end, right? Wow, that was a nice short video about like the SASR in the Vietnam War. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. I mean, that was pretty interesting. A lot of information there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you do have any other video suggestions for me to check out, send them on the Discord and I will be checking them. And yeah, guys, that is it for today. Thank you for watching till the end. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace out, guys.